everyone, so I have Miss Winona here, and she is still in this really cute outfit from last time. I have definitely debated changing her out of it because it's still really cold out here. It's just been snowing every single week, and I am sick and tired of it. It's absolutely miserable to drive in, so I'm hoping that this week will be a little bit better. But the main reason why I have been wanting to change her is because I got in my order from Kate Quinn, and it's this really pretty blue ruffle neck and this little cream bonnet. It's super pretty and it's gonna match this blanket perfectly. And while I change her today, I am going to do a little topic with you guys per usual. I feel like I say this every time, but you never know, there could be new people watching. Anyway, so the other day, I was showing Winona to my grandma, and she was saying how Winona's nose looks exactly like how my nose did and my mom's nose did when she was a baby. And I thought that that was just very interesting, and I feel like that's not the first time that someone has commented on how one of my doll's features does look very similar to a feature that has been a trait in the family or has been a trait specifically to me. And I think, I don't know if people are just drawing comparisons or if it's actually true. I do kind of notice a lot of the things that my babies do have are actually very similar to things that I had when I was in baby pictures too. And it kind of got me thinking about if we choose our dolls just based on familiar traits or kind of what in our mind the picture of realism is. So for me, of course, the picture of realism is going to be a very small sort of petite baby with very sort of refined features, just because I feel like that's exactly how a lot of the babies in my family looked. All of my family has pretty small little noses, and I have noticed that I do generally pick babies with little petite noses. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about how my preferences are and sort of how that might tie into what I'm sort of familiar with and why I like it necessarily. So one of the major things, oh my gosh, you guys, she is just so beautiful, is that I really, really do like the smaller size babies. I've had a toddler once before and she was very, very cute. However, I just didn't feel like I bonded in the same way, and I feel like a lot of the babies in my family were born pretty tiny. My little sister was almost born premature. She was born one day after the mark of what a premature baby would. So I think she was 37 weeks, I want to say. And she was only about 5 pounds. She was tiny, barely 5 pounds. I think even a little bit after birth, she weighed 4 pounds something ounces. So teeny, teeny, tiny. And I was the exact same way. So it is no surprise why I was definitely attracted to this sculpt. I am putting her foot inside of the arm. That's not going to work. I'm sorry. It kind of all looks the same in here. I might just have to unbutton the bottom too. I didn't really want to do that, but that might just be the easiest way. So we'll do that. But anyway, very small, and I feel like my cousins were relatively small too, and then we kind of chunked up as we got a little bit older. So if I am going to get a newborn size baby, I definitely prefer it to be kind of a more lanky, sort of skinny baby like she is. She is a little petite for her size. Another thing I noticed that I really like is I really like babies, or I guess sculpts that kind of look like a real baby could be in that position for a very long time. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of open-eyed babies. I love open-eyed babies in pictures and everything, and so they melt my heart, and then I decide to get them. And then I wonder why I'm not bonding with them as well. And I think the real issue is just that although they are absolutely beautiful, they just don't look as realistic to me. And newborns do sleep a lot. And so I just feel like it's very normal and natural to have a very like peaceful looking sleeping baby. So it's also why I'm not a huge fan of like crying babies or yawning babies. Yet again, I think they're beautiful and the talent that goes into sculpting them is incredible. But I just don't think that it's for me. Another thing that I do notice I have a lot of is babies that have very pink tones, because I don't know if you guys can tell, like I'm pretty white right now, but I have like a lot of very pink pigment to my skin, very red, kind of in the summertime. And so I feel like a lot of the babies that I've really enjoyed have had a lot of pink or red undertones. And of course, Winona is very pink because she is made to look like a just born newborn baby, and most of them are very pink in color. But I definitely, like, I just love, love, love her undertones. I think they're gorgeous. And Miles is also a very pink baby in his mottling. And I definitely have had a couple of ethnic babies or African American babies, and I love them so much. They were so beautiful. But I noticed that, like, I didn't particularly seek them out, if that makes any sense. Like, I kind of just saw them, and my heart was like, I need this baby, because they were so cute. But I, like, you know, a lot of babies that I've, like, kind of, like, actively seeked out, like, oh, I really want, like, this type of baby, or, like, this is the image in my mind, has usually been like that, you know, more reddish toned skin color. Oh my gosh, look at that, you guys. It looks like a fancy, like, shawl or something. It's so cute on her. I love that, and it's like, it fits her very, very well. It's perfect for her. It's so cute. Look at all those little frillies. All right, anyway, back to the topic. So, yes, I was talking about skin tones. So, very reddish toned skin tone. And I kind of have the same thing with hair color. Is on newborns, I really, really love this, like, really dark hair color shade. Because every baby in my family was born with, like, a huge head of just, like, really thick, dark hair. And of course, like, it falls out after a little while, and then the baby is bald for a little bit. And I remember my little sister was bald for probably, like, 2 or 3 months. And it used to, like, crack me up because she would, like, always have her tongue out, and she was nice and bald, so she looked a little bit silly, but of course adorable. So I think for, like, newborns, this is just, like, a really cute look. And then Miles has, like, a little bit lighter hair, because as the baby gets a little bit older, I think that, at least what I've observed in my family, is just, like, the hair gets a little bit lighter and then it starts to fall out and thin out a little bit. And Miles' hair definitely is a little bit more on the thin side. So I think that that's very true to what I've experienced and what my idea of realism is in a doll. So I love that. I'm not a huge fan of bald babies, even though I did have Claire as a toddler and she was bald, and I don't think I minded it too much, but it still, like, isn't my preference. I just love the detail of hair on a baby. Because even, like, when I say bald, like, my little sister wasn't completely bald. She still had, like, a little bit of the fuzz on her head, but it wasn't a whole lot. And I'm sure I was the same way when I was that little. I might have to add some baby pictures at the end of this video. I'm not sure if I want it tied or not, but it looks very, very cute. This little bonnet on her, and fits her tiny little head. I think, like, as far as preferences go, that's mostly what I can think of that sort of relates to kind of what I've experienced as I've grown up, and what I kind of see as, like, the depiction of true realism for me, because I feel like as collectors, we are always trying to sort of collect the most realistic doll to us, or the best doll for us. And for me, I love going for that most realistic look as possible. I think this is a little bit loud with the bow in front. I think I might either just, there we go. So then it's not just frillies and bow. That looks looks a little bit better. She is so precious. And I think that waiting also has like a big deal with what I kind of like or don't like, but I feel like that's not like a very like particular like familial, that's how you say it, family trait. Because I feel like all babies are kind of proportioned in weight relatively similarly. So when you pick up a baby, whether it be, you know, a baby from the family or like someone else's baby, they're gonna feel relatively similar. So I think that's a very important trait for me for the cuddle factor. But I don't think that that's like a very like specific psychological thing as much as it is just like a normal average thing that a baby of any size would kind of have. That's why I did the video about percentiles a little while back. But anyway, I hope that you guys had a very nice weekend, and I hope that you guys aren't getting a lot of snow because I know how miserable that is. Hopefully it will be a nice safe drive for everyone next week. No snow. Huh. Look at that face. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to know kind of how the babies in your family looked and how that might affect your collecting. And you guys, I'll see you in the next video.